YouTube, Facebook, what's up, family? Man, I was on my way into the store, man. But actually, I took this time to dedicate it, the time to get another video done. I haven't done an analyst video like this in a while, but I was watching a fight earlier, Isha Smith and J-Rock. And, you know, both of them I take interest in because Isha is like, to me, like he's like that little brother who don't, you know, can't bust an egg, but you know, he's such a good dude, and we want to see him every time, even though, you know, he's you know, bound to let you down. He's still a interesting guy. And then J-Rock was pumped up to be the next best thing, and who's from he's a native of a city that's known for dog fighters who's ready to come with it, but lost a crucial match, you know. And this fight was interesting to me because, you know, I'm from Philly. Plus, I wanted to see, you know, Isha and him. You know, I wanted to see Isha and J-Rock. I was really interested in watching this. But after I watched it, man, of course, like most fights, I can't finish them. You know, these fights these days is so predictable. But let me just go into it and tell you what I wrote down. Bear with me. My first thoughts on J-Rock. He looked shell-shocked. Excuse my language. I'm just using the way I talk. You know, everybody don't take it personal. And Isha actually proved himself to be a better fighter than, you know. I said I give him a B on this. You know, and for lack of better words. The first round, he did some good moves. He started off trying to show that he belonged, because, you know, I had doubt in him because of his history, not fighting anyone great, for one thing, or not showing any great skill or power. However, in this fight, once again, it showed that he couldn't take control when he was given responsibility. So let me start on round one. Isha came out trying to gain respect from the beginning, but he never finished what he started. You know, he never throughout the fight, that was the scenario. He came out strong, came out showing some good moves that he learned from Floyd and them. And you can, you know, another reason I really wanted to see this fight is because it was the Philly shell style versus, you know, the Midwest style, the Detroit, Chicago style boxing. Shell. So and there actually was some good moves in there that they both. Isha put some good moves in, but as I read along, you'll see what really happened. It was crazy. But by the second round, Isha is still starting the fight, coming out, but not able to hurt or control J-Rock. You know, J-Rock was looking like a bigger brother who didn't want to, you know, even try to hurt his little brother. You know, it wasn't because he didn't want to hurt him. It looked like he didn't want to get hit. J-Rock was looking a little shell-shocked. You know, he did show signs that he was a faster, more youthful fighter. J-Rock moves was better. And Isha just kept fighting, man. It was like a little boy, you know, not really being effective, just fighting. And he was just active, and that went on throughout the whole fight, man. He was fighting his butt off, but it was like of no avail because J-Rock was, it would have been a complete domination if J-Rock wasn't so easy to hit. But J-Rock was so easy to hit, it was like, especially that right hand, the right hand that he got knocked out with, or you know, he was just too easy to be hit. And I'm really surprised how busy the fight was, you know what I mean? And you know, in the first 2 rounds, they was banging. Well, Isha was banging anyway, with only one person trying his hardest. Like he was about to have a heart attack. He was like going off. Isha was going off. Combination of a kind. He was throwing Floyd Mayweather moves. You could see he was throwing that body head work, going up and down and up. Real smart moves he was doing. But, you know, it was just like of no avail, no effect. You know, he was doing everything. This right, trying to bully Rock, but when you really pay attention, you can say there was not much of and there was not much of a size difference. You know, when you really pay attention, and there wasn't that much of a size difference. When J-Rock did fight back, it was like a giant, man. It was like a giant throwing back. And J-Rock, you know, J-Rock gave all of round 3, or basically round 2 away. Then round 3, even though J-Rock is a grade above Isha, it's sad that J-Rock get hit so easily. That's what I was talking about earlier. You know, he was real easy to hit, man. Real sad. I mean, it would just look bad, man. Isha wasn't hurting him. It was like pebbles hitting him, but he would turn his head back. He would knock him back, and it was like, wow, man, why is he so easy to hit? You know, and you know, for a minute I was thinking J-Rock was acting. You know, trying to act. Maybe this was a setup. Yeah, I don't know. But Isha, but you could tell it wasn't a setup because J-Rock won. So couldn't have been. Isha was fighting his heart out and doing nothing. It's starting to show. You know, this like in the 4th or the 5th round, starting to show how weak Isha really is, and how hurt J-Rock really was from his last fight, his last loss. You know, you could tell J-Rock was really shell-shocked, man. He was really hurt in that fight. It's showing in this fight. I mean, at one point, after the 5th round, Isha, you know, Isha was hitting him hard, wasn't even hurting him. But he was acting like, you know, it was slowing him down. Like it was like, even though it wasn't hurting him, it was affecting him. And you know, and Isha was like, I'm telling you, Isha was going in the whole fight. The right hand was right on J-Rock chin. I mean, it was easy to hit him. You know, I mean, it was so messed up, man. At one point, you know, this was looking fishy too as far as on the officials. At one point, J-Rock was getting hit up, man. J-Rock was getting hit up with everything except the kitchen sink. And the referee came in and stopped the fight for a minute to see if Isha was okay. He stopped to see if Isha was okay because Isha was like lifting up off of the ground trying to hit J-Rock. I mean, like everything but the kitchen sink was coming out. And J-Rock looking all, you know, like, like, you know, no problem. and the referee stopped the fight to see if Isha was okay. I'm like, man, this fight is backwards. J-Rock would brush it off, like get his composure and do it again. Go back to doing it again. Even at one point, the referee stopped it, like I was saying, to see if Isha was okay. But he was going off on J-Rock while not being affected. Isha, boxing, man, poor boxing nowadays. Then I think like in the 9th round, Jay came out hard. J-Rock came out hard a little bit, but Isha did not give in. He continued like he was the stronger fighter, like he was in control. Even though J-Rock came out, and J-Rock was looking good, making Isha miss easily, and he was backing Isha up just for a moment. But Isha didn't stop, so easy to hit. Even though he was so easy to hit, he was still coming. Even though J-Rock at that point looked like the younger, better fighter. But J-Rock, once again, his defense was horrible. So when Isha did use that extra burst to come out and keep coming, he was hitting J-Rock. He was hitting J-Rock throughout the whole fight. And basically, man, to wrap it up, I don't think J-Rock will ever win against anybody who can punch. I think J-Rock's career is over as far as fighting somebody who can punch. He'll have to get fighters like Isha about 5 more times before he get his confidence up. And even though if he gets somebody who can't even box as good as Isha, because Isha can box pretty good, he just can't fight his way out of a paper bag at this moment, and especially I guess since he's older. But if J-Rock was to meet somebody who can box as good as Isha, but had a little ounce of punch, J-Rock could be going back to sleep. He's too easy to hit. This is a warning. I'm giving you a J-Rock up in Philly. Much love, my hometown brother. Stop it. Stop fighting, or move down to Atlanta. Come see me, man. I'll show you how to defend yourself. Boxing is horrible nowadays. Nobody wants to defend themselves. Offense is not your best defense. So, basically that's what I derived from this fight, man. Look a little shell shocked, and he better not fight anybody who can punch. Sincerely, and he's a very good fighter. I'm not taking nothing from him. J-Rock is a brilliant fighter. He showed some brilliancy in this fight, but he's shell-shocked. Much love. Asmar Wedge. Check me out. Robert Pelaez Boxing. Robert Pelaez Boxing. Robert, P-E-L-A-E-Z Boxing. Defense first. Come show some love for the kids.